Well, Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Technical College with another Life on the Farm. And joining me today is Dan Hyder. Dan, thank you so much for your time today. We're both part of a kind of unique event at Fox Valley Tech this week. Can you describe what's going on?
Yeah, Jeremy. So this is the Custom Applicator Program. It's a rather unique training session that was developed, about 18 years ago now. This is our 17th season of doing it, but several of us were kind of sitting around and we realized that our custom applicators are trained very well on how to protect themselves from crop protection products and how to manage handling them in the field and loading them in the sprayer. But they really didn't have any sort of training program to teach them how to operate these rigs once they got to the field. And I myself am a prime example of that. When I was in this application industry back in the mid-1980s, I was thrown in a cab and told to take off and go. Well, if you look at the expense of these rigs nowadays, they're $500,000 rigs plus, a lot of liability out there, and we just felt it was the right time to get a training program in place so that the new operators that were coming into this industry could learn how to operate them correctly and efficiently in the field.
Right. And Dan, you're not a Fox Valley Tech employee. What do you actually, where do you work, and what is your involvement specifically in this program?
Yeah, that's right, Jeremy. I'm actually with the University of Wisconsin in the Integrated Pest Management Program, and it is a really unique program in that there are kind of a number of different facets that come together to make this work. I think first off is the Wisconsin Agribusiness Association. It's kind of their membership who are partaking in these classes and the training. They also help to secure through the industry, who's very supportive of this, the spray rigs, the brand new rigs, and equipment for the operators to be trained in. Fox Valley Technical College obviously has a big role in providing a great facility here for the training and helping out with some of the classroom and behind the cab, behind the wheel type training. And then my role is the program coordinator. So I have developed all of the curriculum for the program, both behind the wheel as well as the in-classroom portion. And then I teach a number of the classroom sections as well.
Right. Well, Dan, you said there's a significant part of the classroom activities here as well. What specifically is being taught in the classroom session? It's not all sprayer driving.
No, you're absolutely right, Jeremy. I mean, having the live rigs here and being behind the wheel is a big part of it, but there's a lot of supporting education that needs to happen in the classroom. So everything from learning how to correctly operate the task computers that are in the cabs of those very expensive rigs, that happens in the classroom. Learning what they might expect when they encounter a Wisconsin DACCAP inspector in the field is part of the classroom training. Specifically, some of the training that I do involves how to properly calculate what needs to actually go in the spray tank, looking at different pesticide formulations and how that can affect mixing and ways to avoid crop injury in the field. And then actually the equipment behind us here is a spray table where I'll demonstrate nozzles and different types of nozzles and how they can be used to effectively reduce or hopefully eliminate spray drift. So there's really a lot of different things that go on in the classroom to help support that behind the wheel training.
Right. And then the other half, Dan, is the spray rigs themselves, and boy, there's a whole bunch of them here. How difficult is that to get from our supporters of the program?
Yeah, that really is a key component to this program. I don't think it would be very special without that aspect of actually being able to get behind the wheel. Fortunately for us, the Wisconsin Agribusiness Association handles a lot of securing of that equipment, but the industry suppliers are very happy to supply it. They've realized that they have a vested interest in having a safe and effective program out there for our new applicators to learn how to be in the field and do their job correctly. So they've been very supportive right from the beginning in getting that equipment to us.
Yeah. Well, Dan, thank you so much for your time talking with me today. And this is a truly unique program that I'm proud to be part of as well.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yep. Thank you. So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.